boom, boom. Hey, hey, boom, boom, boom. She's giving. Give me tens, give me tens, give me tens. Yes, I look good. Yes, it's giving Naomi. Yes, I look good. Yes, it's giving Naomi. Give me my tens, then take away two. Give me my tens, then take away two. Cause I ate up again. Cause I ate it up again. Yeah, la da da da. Okay, I'm sorry. That song has been in my head all week, but y'all know it's giving like, you know, we don't even have to say much. We don't even have to you know. But let's get into the video, because if we stay here, I'm just gonna keep talking about how good I look, and we got stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Barbie Life 2.0 podcast. I'm your host, Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0. And today we're going to be talking about how the U.S. is purposely making Black people obese. And not only that, but also giving us a lot of foods and chemicals that are literally setting us up to be on our deathbed.
What? What?
And for those of you who are unaware, Black people do have the highest rate of obesity, and that is not by accident. Okay? This is all orchestrated. All right? And I did a lot of research. Okay? So, I'm going to be sharing what I discovered, because what I found out about the food that we consume, child, I'm not gonna lie, y'all will be disgusted and very shocked, but you're gonna have to know this information so you live a long, healthy life, okay? So let's just dive right in. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer out that the foods and brands I mentioned in this video are consumed by all races. So if you are not Black, you can still learn something from this video. However, these specific food brands are highly consumed by the Black community. These food brands are also distributed to predominantly Black neighborhoods at a high rate, since Black neighborhoods have fewer variety of food choices compared to white neighborhoods. And many of these foods and brands are very popular within the Black community in general as well. And the links to all the research I found will be listed in the description. So now that I put out the disclaimer, let's dive right in. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is bread. And I know what you're thinking. Isn't bread healthy? Like, I use bread for everything. I use bread for my egg sandwiches. I use bread for bread and butter. I use bread for... Yeah, I know. I thought so too. But bread is actually putting you on your deathbed sooner than anticipated. And even the wheat bread is bad for you too. Even the whole grain bread is bad for you. So you probably going to the grocery store and you thinking, oh, you know what? I'm going to go healthy and get wheat bread. I'm going to go healthy and get whole grain bread. No, baby. No, baby. It's still horrible for you, okay? So I'm going to tell you the bread companies that you need to avoid at all costs, okay? And these include Sara Lee whole wheat bread, Martin's potato rolls, Thomas whole wheat English muffins, Udi's gluten-free whole grain bread, and Arnold Bakery Light whole wheat bread. And the reason you have to avoid these bread companies is because they include ingredients that are literally killing your insides. Like, literally, okay? And these ingredients include soybean oil and high fructose corn syrup. And those ingredients are directly linked to a lot of diseases, such as diabetes. And if you look at the stats, the Black community is the second most diabetic race at 12.1% in comparison to white people at 6.9%. And in addition to that, these ingredients are also linked to liver disease. And baby, if you look at the stats, Black men are 60% more likely to get liver cancer in comparison to white men. And Black women are 30% more likely to die from liver cancer compared to white women. And overall, Black people have nearly double the risk of dying from liver cirrhosis compared to white people.
Oh, what? Wait! Huh? Girl.
And not only that, but these ingredients are also directly linked to heart disease. And baby, if you look at the stats, African Americans are 30% more likely to die due to heart disease compared to white people. And to really break it down, black men are 70% more likely to die from heart disease compared to white men. And black women are 50% more likely to die from heart disease compared to white women. And overall, black people are more than twice as likely to be admitted to the hospital for heart failure. And these ingredients are also linked to obesity. And black people have the highest rate of obesity at 44%. And for my black women out there, we have the highest average weight in America at 180 pounds. That is a lot. And not only that, but these ingredients are also linked to neurological diseases like autism and Alzheimer's disease. And if you look at the stats, 3% of black children were diagnosed with autism in comparison to 2% of white people. And black people are twice as likely to have Alzheimer's disease compared to white people. And it doesn't stop there. Another key ingredient that they put in these breads that are killing y'all is ozidcortimine. I can't pronounce it too well, but yeah. That is directly linked to asthma. And when you look at the stats, black people are 42% more likely to have asthma compared to white people. So these are very popular bread brands that we consume on the daily. And a lot of us think that we're eating healthy because it's bread or it's whole grain wheat or whatever, but no, it's not, like, at all. It's literally so bad for you. So I need y'all to stay away from these brands. Please. Okay? Never buy it again. And if you have it in your cabinet, throw it out. Okay? But let's get into the next topic. So the next thing I want to talk about is milk. And listen, ever since we were all kids, everybody told us to drink milk because it's going to make your bones stronger. All this lies. It's lies. Milk is not good for you. And humans are not supposed to have dairy, period. Okay? Like any form of dairy. Cheese, yogurt, milk. It's all bad for you. And yes, even the almond milk, even the organic milk, yeah, those are bad for you too, okay? Because milk contains a lot of hormones, GMOs, high levels of sugar, and estrogen, okay? And it contains all these things because milk, like we all know, is from a cow. But the purpose of milk is to make a 45-pound baby cow into a 400-pound adult cow. That's literally the point of milk. The point of milk is literally an inflammatory liquid to grow cows into bigger beings, pretty much. So when humans consume this, all the hormones and the estrogen and the GMOs and the high levels of sugar, all of that causes inflammation to your organs, okay? So it makes your uterus bigger. It causes fibroids. It causes men to have man boobs. It causes breast lumps. And it decreases the amount of testosterone you produce. And it puts you at a very high risk of getting cancer and diabetes as well. And not only that, but it makes your bones weaker. It doesn't make your bones stronger. So when we were kids and they told us to drink milk because it makes your bones stronger, that was a fucking lie. That was literally a lie. Like, they was lying through their teeth. I don't know what. They was trying to make money. Because they was lying, okay? And not only that, but since milk does come from a cow, like it literally comes from another organism, there are also microorganisms living in the milk that we consume. Okay, so just because you see it in a carton, that don't mean that there aren't little microorganisms swimming in there. Okay, and for those of you who are unaware, microorganisms are basically organisms that are so small that we can't see it with the human eye, and you need a microscope to be able to see it, literally. So you won't see it when you're drinking it unless you literally pull out a microscope and you pour milk in a bowl, and you'll be able to see those little tiny bugs swimming in your milk. It's disgusting. So please avoid dairy at all costs, or at least do it in moderation. But dairy in itself, it's really bad for humans, and we're not supposed to consume this. Like, literally, the purpose of it is to make a cow fat. So like, the more you consume dairy, the fatter you're gonna be, and the more your organs are just going to inflate. And we don't want that, because again, that leads to death. Okay, but anyways, let's get into the next topic. So the next thing I want to talk about, and now this one was really shocking to me and I was super disgusted. But the next thing I want to talk about is ramen noodles. Okay. Y'all probably are familiar with the instant ramen noodles that you get at the 99-cent store or you get at the grocery store. And they're super cheap. They're always like $1 or $2.50 or something like that. But those noodles are so bad for you, it's not even funny. Okay, first of all, the origin of some noodles that we buy from the store come from a fish. Okay, some noodles are made from high levels of flour, which is still bad for you because too much flour and sugar is horrible. But some of them come from a fish, and I know what you're thinking. What do you mean they get it from a fish? Yes, they cut open a fish, and I guess the fat, or I don't even know what it is, honestly. I don't want to know, but all I know is they cut the fish open and all them little noodles come out. They take the noodles out, clean them, and then they sell it to us. And not only that, there are literally microorganisms sitting in the noodles, and we consume it as we eat those noodles. And the reason I know this is because this guy actually bought instant ramen noodles and he put it under a microscope, and he found all these little tiny bugs living in the ramen noodles. And even when you boil the noodles, they're still there. Like, they don't die when you put them in the microwave or when it gets to heat. So every time you eat ramen noodles, you're also consuming little tiny bugs that are living in your gut. And then they just multiply and multiply and multiply in your body. And that can't be good. Because just imagine a little tiny bugs just accumulating in your gut and just in your body, probably absorbing some of the things that you need, like energy. I just don't even want to think about it. But basically, just avoid ramen noodles, because every time you eat ramen noodles, you're eating little tiny bugs with it. And that's disgusting. And at the end of the day, it came from a fish. And I just don't like the fact that like I get it, we eat fish, but it's like the way you just cut it open, and it's so disgusting. Let's just get into the next topic. So the next thing I want to talk about is Kraft mac and cheese. And I know what you're thinking. We already talked about dairy, girl. Like, we get it. No. Kraft mac and cheese specifically is super bad for you, okay? Kraft mac and cheese includes artificial dyes that have man-made chemicals like petroleum, which is in our gasoline that we put in our cars, asphalt, tar, and diffuse oil. Do that sound like it's supposed to be in our body? Does that sound like we're supposed to be consuming that? Oh, okay. And artificial dyes are so bad that in every single country outside of the US, you are required to put a warning label on that product that includes those artificial dyes. So the US is the only country that does not require a warning label for artificial dyes. So, that's, kind of weird. And not only that, but artificial dyes are so bad that it's actually banned in countries like Austria and Norway. And not only that, but artificial dyes are literally directly linked to cancer. And it has a negative impact on children's ability to learn. And it causes hyperactivity in children. And it's directly linked to a lot of long-term health problems like asthma and skin rashes and migraines. So Kraft mac and cheese, you need to stay away from. Period. Because the US is playing you in your face. In every other country, they put a warning label like, listen, this includes artificial dye, and artificial dye is not that great. But the US, they don't inform you, and they just let you consume this food, knowing that it includes artificial dyes that are literally killing you and increasing your risk of cancer, and just putting chemicals in you. Like, I'm sorry, please stay away from Kraft mac and cheese. You do not want to be consuming the same chemicals that are used for gasoline and asphalt. That is insane. Please stay away from Kraft mac and cheese. Thank you. But let's get into the next topic. So the next thing I want to talk about is fast food. And obviously, fast food is bad for you. But I don't think y'all understand, how bad it is. Fast food includes a lot of ingredients that are super bad for you. One of them being natural flavoring. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, if it's natural flavoring, then it has to be healthy. No. Natural flavoring only means that the original flavoring had to come from a plant or an animal. But natural flavors can be highly processed and have a lot of chemicals added to it. And the crazy thing about it is, food manufacturers are not required to list all the chemicals that they added to that natural flavoring. So when you look at a food that you're eating and it says natural flavoring, and you look at the ingredients, you're not seeing all the ingredients. So you really don't know what you're consuming. And a lot of fast food include natural flavoring, okay? And these are a list of some natural flavors that are used in fast food. But all of these are linked to liver cancer, kidney damage, brain damage. So they fool you with the whole natural flavor thing, but it's not really natural. They add chemicals to it and they don't tell you what chemicals they're adding. Like, literally, in order for you to find out what chemicals they added to the natural flavoring, you either have to call the food manufacturer themselves or email them. And most likely, they're not going to answer you because they don't want to tell you, because they know if they tell people the chemicals that they're putting in these foods, you're not going to want to eat it, and they want to make a profit. So, yeah. Another ingredient that they use in fast food as well is BHT. And BHT is really, really bad for you because it basically inflates your liver, your lungs, and it decreases your potassium levels. So obviously that can lead to liver disease, kidney disease, things like that. And to add on, another ingredient that they put in fast food that is super bad for you is potassium bromate, because potassium bromate literally irritates your lungs. Okay. So, that could lead to lung cancer. And not only that, but a lot of fast food companies also use an ingredient called propylene glycol. I think I'm saying it right. My bad if I'm mispronouncing it. But this ingredient is linked to a lot of cancers as well. Okay? So a lot of the fast food that we consume, this is no surprise, like, fast food is not healthy. But just to put into perspective, a lot of fast food companies do include ingredients that are so bad for you and are linked to a lot of cancers and diseases and are hurting your organs every single time you consume them, okay? And the thing about fast food is, when you look at black neighborhoods in comparison to white neighborhoods, there are a lot more fast food places in black neighborhoods. And if you look at the stats, predominantly black neighborhoods have 2.4 fast food restaurants per square mile. And in white neighborhoods, it's 1.5 fast food restaurants per square mile. So we have double the amount of fast food restaurants in predominantly black neighborhoods. And you think that's done by accident? Oh, okay. Yeah. And this all, just reminds me of the movie They Clone Tyrone. I'm sorry. I don't know if any of you seen that movie, but it was basically a movie about how the U.S. government was like using a black neighborhood to experiment different chemicals and clone people, and it was super crazy. But there was one scene in the movie where they were at a fast food restaurant, specifically a fried chicken place. And when they walked into that fried chicken fast food place, they found out that there were a lot of chemicals that they were putting into the chicken, and it was making all the people in the restaurant act weird and have uncontrollable laughter, and it was just really, really freaky. And a lot of people were making a lot of think pieces about the movie, and they were like, oh, this is a conspiracy, but a lot of people think that the U.S. is using fast food companies to experiment on humans, and they're putting chemicals in the fast food. And I'm like, conspiracy? This is not a conspiracy. They're doing it. Like, this is not a conspiracy. They're doing it. It's a reason why black neighborhoods have doubled the amount of fast food places. It's a reason why when you watch fast food commercials, it's black people in them. And then when you look at the ingredients that they put in all these fast foods, it's directly linked to so many cancers that are prominent in black people. So even though They Clone Tyrone was considered fiction, I really think that was one of them things where they were just trying to tell us the truth in plain sight. Because, it's adding up for me here when I look at everything and all the research and all the stats. It's adding up for me. Sounds like they're purposely trying to make black people obese and purposely trying to kill black people at a higher rate with the food that we consume, honestly. And it also makes me think of back in 2020 when people were literally fighting over the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And I'm pretty sure like a guy got severely injured because so many people were like going crazy over that sandwich, and people were like fighting over it in the parking lot and breaking glass over it. And I was like, there's no way people are going this crazy over a chicken sandwich. They had to put some chemical in there to make y'all act a damn fool. I'm sorry. Who the hell is really going crazy and physically fighting and breaking glass and breaking things over a chicken sandwich that costs $5? Like, seriously. So, listen. Don't put me on the government watch list because I'm exposing y'all. But when you do the math, 2 + 2 = 4. Okay. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned a lot, and I really, really hope that you stay away from these foods. And I really want you guys to live long and healthy lives. So I recommend that you do go to the gym. I've been hitting the gym recently, so I do recommend that you guys go in the gym to stay in shape and avoid all these foods. And I just also recommend that you guys even grow your own fruit. I know that sounds crazy, but definitely grow your own fruit. That is something that I think would be very healthy as well. And yeah, just really pay attention to the foods that you're eating and really avoid these fast food places and the other foods that I mentioned as well. But other than that, I hope you're staying happy and healthy. And I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for all the endless support. Like, it kind of makes me emotional how much you guys support me. So I just want to say thank you for that in general, because you guys really are like my rock. And I get a lot of hate, but you guys are always there, always supporting me, always. I'm beyond thankful. You don't even know. But other than that, sorry for the tear up, but y'all really make me, I love you guys. But other than that, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Besos.